Hello and welcome into TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. It is the day after, yes, but the feeling still remains, doesn't it? We've got past Liverpool, a massive win, a massive game. Yesterday, of course, I did the review, but that was emotional. That was really feelings running high after the game. It was so exciting, so enthralling. Here today, we've got some analysis coming up, much more, of course, coming in the follow-up to that game. It was brilliant, all in our favour, and in today's video, I thought that it was only fair, really. Yesterday, we saw brilliant individual quality from Messi, from Suarez, from Alba, of course, with the assist in that first goal. But I think it's important here we talk about this team individually, but as a collective, they were outstanding. And in this video, we're going through every single player yesterday who took part in that game, and of course the coach. We're going to be discussing them all and praising what we saw yesterday. Starting in goal with the goalkeeper, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, our incredibly safe pair of hands. And yesterday was no different. It was absolutely no different. He was brilliant, he was calm, he was composed, right the way through the game. You just felt as though if they do get past our defence, if they can finally breach our back four, which were very solid once again, and they finally got through to ter Stegen, still, they weren't going to beat him. That was the feeling I got yesterday from ter Stegen, that he just wasn't going to be beaten. He never looked in doubt. 3 massively key saves there in that second half, and it wasn't just that he saved them, it wasn't just that he stopped the shot, but he also kept it out of danger, because especially recently you've seen very high profile goalkeepers who've been called the best in the world, who've been spilling the ball, they've been parrying it straight to the opposition, and they've almost been crumbling under the big pressure of these kind of nights. Ter Stegen did not crumble. The first save was from James Milner, edge of the area. It's a very crowded penalty box. Ter Stegen wouldn't have seen it all the way. He has to parry it behind for a corner, out of danger there. Then minutes later, it's a wonderful save from Mohamed Salah. It's on the edge of the box. It's a brilliant left-footed strike from Salah. Very low, very hard, a lot of power on it. Again, it's a very crowded penalty area. Ter Stegen would have seen that late, but he gets across, really strong right hand, and again, pushes it round the post. He doesn't just push it back into play, he doesn't parry it right in front of the Liverpool strikers, he puts it behind, out for a corner. Phenomenal save in a big moment, and the best one for me, the very best save. Liverpool work it well, brilliantly into the box, Milner's arriving, he's unmarked, and you're thinking, it's over, this is it, Liverpool, they're going to get their away goal, there's no doubting that. And yes, Milner does shoot straight at ter Stegen, but the point is, look at it like this, he just stands there, catches the ball, it's like he's in his garden, just messing about with his kids. He catches it there, he doesn't crumble, he doesn't panic, he doesn't spill it, he doesn't parry it, he doesn't drop the ball, he just gathers it in, he saves the shot, and then starts the counter. That was ter Stegen all night long, and that has been ter Stegen right the way through this season. What a goalkeeper. For me, the best in the world. Now we move on to Sergio Roberto, who I felt right throughout that game combined very well when he was on that right-hand side with Arturo Vidal. They had a really difficult task, those two, containing Sadio Mane and Andrew Robertson down that left-hand side, which has been, by far, Liverpool's best avenue of attack right the way through the season. They really overload down that left-hand side. It's very difficult, very much pacey down there, and Roberto certainly had his work cut out. Obviously, sometimes pace is going to be an issue, but I think overall, Roberto did really well. Sometimes he was defending wide, sometimes he was a bit narrow, a bit closer to PK, and I think really he made some very key interceptions. Every time we were playing out, he was calm on the ball, he was good with his distribution, that was really important. And let's not forget, of course, when Semedo was brought on, when then Roberto was pushed further up the field, he's got that versatility, he can play in several different areas. He played a massive part there in our crucial second goal. He runs in behind, he makes a good run there, that's what he can do in those advanced areas. We've seen it many times against Real Madrid. He gets into that area, he lays the ball off to Suarez, Suarez then hits the bar, it comes out to Messi, we've got a massive second goal. And that happens there because Roberto takes that risk. He takes it upon himself to make that run, to use that bit of energy to get into the box, and bang, we have a chance there. Roberto, pretty solid at right back there. He had a very difficult task, and then, of course, really key role when he was more advanced. And now we move on to Gerard Piqué and Clement Longley. I have to do these two players together and not as individuals, because it's as simple as this. This is a partnership. This is a rock-solid, almost becoming telepathic combination between these two. Whenever the ball is loosed, it's one of them. It's always one of them. If one of them steps out, the other one covers in behind. If the other one steps out, the other one is there to pick up the pieces. They work in unison, they work in tandem. It's absolutely brilliant to watch. Defensively, they are outstanding. Gerard Piqué, of course, right throughout the season, has been our leader, he's been our motivator, he has been the organiser there from the back, and it was no different last night. If there was any headed balls, he was winning them. His distribution, as always, was outstanding at the back. He's always going to be calm in these kind of situations. Then there's Clement Longley, who didn't actually play that well in the away leg at Old Trafford against United, and people were wondering how he was going to play here. And again, he had a really difficult task. He was marking not only Wijnaldum there, who was circling in the false 9 position, but he also had to keep tabs on Mohamed Salah. When he got away from Alba, it was then Longley's job to go out and meet him and try and take him head on. He got booked in the first half. He had to carry that yellow card right throughout the game, but he did so well. Every single ball that was there to be won, it was either Piqué, it was either Longley. Every single aerial cross that came in, they had a few free kicks, they had a few corners. They dealt with them time after time after time, putting their bodies on the line, throwing themselves in front. And what they also did really well is Liverpool many times actually got into the area, and I was just thinking, don't dive in, don't give away the penalty. You know all about VAR, it can get given at any moment. And they were so good, so composed. They never lost their cool. They were always on top of the situation, and ultimately, just like against United, they shut Liverpool down. Never ever was it in doubt. The clean sheet here, it was ours. Then there's Jordi Alba. What can you say about Jordi Alba right throughout that game? He was unbelievable. The energy that he showed up and down that left side, time and time again, up, down, right the way through the game. He was everywhere. Every single counter-attack opportunity, he was up there, wasn't he? He was there with everybody else. He was staying forward, he was taking risks, he was gambling, he was always an option, and to be honest, he was making some fantastic runs. He wasn't always found, but that didn't stop him. He didn't throw his arms up, he wasn't unhappy that he wasn't, and then he would go back to position and just stay there. No, if he wasn't found, he'd just check back and he'd go again. It was relentless from Alba. He was unbelievable down that left-hand side, causing Liverpool so many problems. Joe Gomez was played as a more defensive player to try and stop him, but he got nowhere near to Jordi Alba, who has been absolutely fantastic right throughout the season. And of course, the assist just proved that even further. What an assist there from your left back. He gets into a great area, he sees the run of Suarez, and he puts it exactly where Suarez wanted that ball. He couldn't have asked for a better pass into him. It's a brilliant ball, a massive opening goal. Jordi Alba, unbelievable last night. He was one of those players, like every single one really. You felt at the end of that game, he had given every last drop of energy for the team. Now into the midfield, we start here with Sergio Busquets, and I have to say, Sergio last night just raised his level massively. I'd say the best game I've seen from him all season long, and it came in the right moment. It came in the moment we needed him most. Tonight was the night, wasn't it? He thought, Busquets, we need you at your very, very best, and boy, did he deliver. He is so calm, he is so composed. In these kind of games, he is the player that you would want above anybody else in that midfield, holding there at the base of it. He'll just take the pressure off your defence, he'll take the ball, he'll draw a foul if you need him to, he'll protect that ball, he won't give it away, never will he give it away in these kind of games, and he was absolutely brilliant. He was cutting apart Liverpool there in that midfield when he was getting the ball, when he had a bit of space, he was looking for that forward pass, and I just thought yesterday, in this kind of game, Liverpool, such a high pressing team, such a high intensity team, they got a lot of pace, Busquets would need to really arrive, and he did. He did not let us down. I was incredibly proud of him there to really gather up. He's getting on, he's been at his best now in this position for many years, but for one last time here, for one more opportunity, he raised that level. He showed us what he could do. He's doing what he always has done. In these big games, he is Mr. Reliable. He is calmness personified. Then, of course, onto Ivan Rakitic, who played just next to Sergio Busquets, and I actually think they complement each other really well, because, of course, when Busquets is going to go forward and play a pass, of course, when he moves out of that midfield, Rakitic there will just drop back in. He's very good at protecting that space, and I thought Rakitic tonight did really well in the job that we know that he can do. Going forward, defensively, he can do both jobs really well. He can be disciplined, he'll put in that energy, he'll put in that work, and certainly last night he did that. He was fantastically positioned on many occasions defensively to cut out those Liverpool attacks and those Liverpool moves, and I think he made a really good run in that first half as well. In the very opening exchanges, he makes a really good run in behind, he's found, he times it perfectly, very similar to his run that he made against Real Madrid when he scored, of course, not so long ago now, and he very nearly gave us the lead in that game. It was a good run from Rakitic. That's what we know him for, that's what we know that he can do, and last night he produced again a big level, a huge performance, exactly what we needed there, alongside Busquets in that midfield. And of course, who could forget that unbelievable goal line clearance from Rakitic himself? And I actually feel like this isn't being talked about enough. You know, that goal line clearance just after he scored that third goal, a massive moment in the game, and that's exactly what you expect of Rakitic. That's what he can do. Up, down, all game long, always aware. He's following back in, he's aware of the danger, he gets back there, he's got the energy, he's got the legs to get back in, and it's a wonderful goal line clearance. It's a really powerful strike. He has to really get a lot on that, really jump in the way of it. He does that. He gets it off the line. Salah hits the post. Liverpool denied their away goal, and that fact, that could be as big as a goal. And then there is Arturo Vidal. What can you say about Arturo Vidal? This guy is unbelievable. Nights like last night, in these kind of games, these kind of atmospheres, the emotion, the feeling in this kind of game, this is why we signed him. This is why we paid 18 million euros for this guy. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong for that kind of money. He was unbelievable. Whether it was blocks, tackles, breaking up the play, getting in Liverpool's face, really trying to hurt them, get close to them and just shut them down as soon as he possibly could. He was everywhere last night, all over the pitch. So much energy, so much desire. You know what you're going to get from him. You would have seen exactly the same if you'd have played him in a Copa del Rey game. He gives his all. He gives all of that heart every second of every minute that he's on the pitch. And I think in the first half, he was very good on that right-hand side, like I say, Roberto, shutting down Mane, shutting down Robertson. He had to work really, really hard. But in the second half, of course, then he had to switch to the left-hand side. Again, that versatility. You'll play wherever you need him to. You'll get forward if you can. He was actually unlucky. He made a good forward run. He was found by Messi. He maybe could have taken on a shot and scored himself, but he went for the unselfish option and the chance was gone. But Vidal everywhere yesterday. And how about that tackle in the final moments of the game on Sadio Mane? He's in a dangerous area. He could take on a shot. It could be a goal opportunity. Vidal is there and he could sort of back out. He could be cautious. He could sort of shuttle over to him, try and shut him down, do what he can. But no, it's all in, isn't it? It's all in. Give everything. Take everything. And he did that. He lunges. He gets the ball. He takes the man. Could have been a penalty, but Vidal wasn't worried about that. All that he wanted there was that ball. He got it. He stopped Mane in that situation, just like he stopped Liverpool right throughout that game. Arturo Vidal, unbelievable. Warrior is the word. And then we move on to Felipe Coutinho, and I think it's really important, guys, that we get this clear. We don't want any negatives from last night. We don't want to bring the mood down. We don't want to put a dampener on any of what happened last night. Not with Coutinho, not with Dembele, not with any player who played last night. It was a great night for the club and a great night for the team, and they all played their part no matter what, and especially right throughout the season. And Coutinho, for me, actually started the game really well. He was on the left-hand side. He was finding space. He was picking up the little pockets in between the lines. He was linking up well with Messi. He was getting the ball from Messi and returning it to him in good time, and he was creating space as well for Jordi Alba, and he actually had a really good shot saved by Alisson, just cutting in from that left on that right foot, just curling at you, hoping for that magical goal. It would have been a wonderful moment for Felipe Coutinho, but it didn't go in. As the game went on, he may be tired, he may be drifted out of the game, of course, but after the game, Messi said himself, look, we do not whistle. We don't whistle our own players. We're a team. It's a team effort. It's ugly to whistle your players. And that was the words of Messi. If Messi says that, you listen. When Messi speaks, we all listen. Last night, there was no negatives. No negatives from any single player. It was a wonderful night. We will celebrate that. And then you move on to the man himself, the man in question, Lionel Andres Messi. And I mean, words do not do it justice. You cannot describe what you witnessed last night. If somebody says, how did you feel when that free kick goes in? You can't describe it. You cannot describe what this man does on a weekly basis, the way that he makes you feel, the emotions that he gives you over the course of a season. He is unbelievable. He's unplayable. He is unstoppable. And last night, he got us there, I would say, to the Champions League final. That's what he did last night. He took it upon himself. He took the game in his own hands and he dealt with Liverpool. It's as simple as that. He saw them, he got them in his sight, and bang, top corner job, no problem at all. I think in the first half he was magnificent. I think not only in terms of the goal, but also in his dribbling. He was picking up the ball, he was running circles around Liverpool, he was getting into space. A lot of the time he had 4-5 players all gathered around him, and you could see, just like many teams, week upon week upon week, who come up against Messi, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to deal with him. They tried to kick him, Milner tried to have him off the ball, but you know that Messi, he's just going to get up. He was laughing, wasn't he? You know he will strike back. Virgil van Dijk, of course, billed as the best defender in the world. I think right throughout the game, to be honest, I saw him dropping off Messi. He was trying to stay as deep as he possibly could. He didn't really want to get that close. He didn't want to commit himself. He was quite happy to see Messi in front of him, dealt by other players. And in the end, of course, the free kick is given away. Messi steps up, and like I say, he took it upon himself to one more time create genius that it's safe to say we will never forget. And then there's Luis Suarez. What can you say as well about Luis Suarez, apart from the fact that it was a typical Suarez performance last night? He was getting in the opposition's faces, he was getting in the referee's face, he was screaming, he was shouting, he was moaning, but ultimately, he was winning his team the match. That's what he did last night. That is Luis Suarez. He is the one who will rise on these occasions. We've seen it in the past, in these big games, in these big moments. He will give us the results that we need, and we knew that he'd come alive tonight. Obviously, in the league, he hasn't been brilliant of late. He's had a bit of a slump, but you know that when he gets sets himself up for this kind of game, when he's in that mode, when he's in that kind of energy, he will get across the line. It's a wonderful ball for his goal from Alba, but it's a great finish as well. It's phenomenal movement. That's the perfect centre-forward play there. He gets across his man, which happens, of course, to be Virgil van Dijk. He gets away from him, and Van Dijk can only watch as Suarez puts the ball there into the back of the net. 1-0 Barcelona, a massive moment, and he celebrates. That's what I love about Suarez. His former club, spent many years there. Does he care? Absolutely not. He is Barcelona. He is Barcelona's number 9. He is celebrating that goal no matter what, and it was a wonderful moment for a wonderful player who really gave his all, and we love to see it. And of course, the subs who came on played a part. Nelson Semedo, I thought, came on and gave us some much needed pace on that right-hand side to really counter that Liverpool threat of Mane, of Robertson, and he was also able to make some inroads going the other way as well. When he did get the ball, he was making some good runs. He was showing that pace down the right-hand side. He was trying to get in behind and counter Liverpool in that way, and he very nearly linked up with Messi for a very good chance there in that second half. I thought Semedo there gave us some good legs, and it was a good sub there from Valverde just to give us some energy there back on that right-hand side. Dembele Alenia, of course, came on very late. Alenia, actually, I thought was very calm on the ball considering the occasion. He had a moment in his own half where he was so calm on the ball. He didn't give it away. He didn't even worry. He passed himself out of trouble, and he actually started there a counter-attack. Then you talk about Dembele, of course, just like Coutinho. He missed a big chance, of course, to make it 4-0. That would have been incredible. But at the same time, when he was on the pitch, which was only, to be honest, for a matter of seconds, but when he was there, he still had 2 scoring opportunities. He may have missed those, but still, he got into those positions. He can get into those areas to score goals, to be productive. And trust me, the goals will come for Dembele. He was very close. He was unlucky in many ways. He obviously didn't really have that match sharpness when he came on. He should have scored, no doubt about that. But like I said with Coutinho, no negatives here. It's all positive. It was a wonderful night and a wonderful team performance. And just before I leave you guys, this one is a bit of a longer video today, but of course I wanted to go through every single player. That is what they deserve. And of course, we have to talk about Ernesto Valverde, who I think on the night actually got his tactics spot on. It wasn't vintage Barca, no doubt about that. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not going to pretend that it was. But at the same time, we got the job done. That is all I wanted. I wanted to beat Liverpool, whatever the cost. And I'm going to be talking about Valverde's tactics in a lot more detail, in a lot more depth in my next video, which is a tactical look at what happened yesterday. I think, to be honest, he got it right. And the subs, of course, were very important as well. We're going to be discussing all that in the next video, but I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. The players out there yesterday, you could not fault them. Unbelievable heart, unbelievable character. This is a team we can be proud of. So please leave your thoughts down below, guys, on the individual performances and the collective performance from yesterday's game. Thank you, as always, for every single one of you who are getting involved in the comments. That is what it's all about. These are the moments that we want to live together. Thank you so much. I will see you soon with more videos. Let's keep on celebrating. Visca el Barça!